I'm making this video based on, like, I didn't want to make this video. I didn't want to make another video defending this guy, but I have to. I have to because of idiotic, brain dead takes we see on social media about him. And like, this is funny because it's from people that literally voted for him for Defensive Player of the Year. Either way, we're going to be talking about Rudy Gobert here. Before we get on, if you guys are new to the channel, subscribe to the channel, 4,000 subscribers as soon as possible. We can do that in the next 2 days, 2 or 3 days. That'd be insane. But anyway, now let's talk about the man himself, Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert. So you might be saying like, oh, Rudy Gobert can't get defense. He gets cooked in the playoffs. And it's like, no, he doesn't. No, he doesn't. Like, is he like, there's a couple of times guards get switched onto him and ISO on him and score. Cool. It happens to everybody. Oh, Luka Doncic hit a game winner on his head. How many shots has Luka Doncic hit over Jaden McDaniels in this series? How many big shots? Like, this is a 3-0 series lead for Dallas in 3 close games. How many massive shots has Luka Doncic hit over Jaden McDaniels? The answer is a lot. How many times has Kyrie Irving pulled up in Anthony Edwards' face and hit the shots? Especially in a stretch. A lot. But the one time Rudy Gobert gets cooked, the one time, suddenly it's, oh, this guy can't defend. First of all, since when have we started judging rim protecting bigs on their ability to guard the perimeter? Since when have we done that? Like, and especially because people are like, oh, we don't want the plus minus is the most misleading stat in basketball. No, it's not. No, it's not. How is a stat that literally says your team is better when you're on the floor than off the floor a misleading stat? How is that? And how is it that the Timberwolves are so much better defensively when he's off the floor? How is it that the Mavs shooting like 90% in the paint when Gobert's off the floor doesn't matter because, and compared to like 50% when he's on the floor, doesn't matter because when Gobert's being pulled out to the perimeter, he's got cooked one time by Luka Doncic and one time by Jaden Hardy. And oh yeah, and why is it that like the best tactic of guarding Jokic, and this is the best tactic to guard Nikola Jokic, by the way, and this is literally what the Los Angeles Lakers did in 2020. You put a tough big to make things difficult on him. And then you have a lengthy rim protector in help side defense. There's a reason why everyone talking about, oh, but like, you know, Anthony Davis didn't guard him in 2020. It's like, or Dwight guarded him in 2020. Dwight just beat him up and basically AD was a rim protector. And that's exactly why the Minnesota Timberwolves won. And the Minnesota Timberwolves won because Rudy was able to play help. Rudy Gobert affects how everyone goes to the basket. He affects how his team plays defense in a positive way. As much as Naz Reid shoots the ball better than him, Naz Reid is absolutely not better than him even as a perimeter defender. Like, people talking about bringing Rudy Gobert off the bench. Why? Why is bringing the guy who is leading your team in plus minus off the bench going to do anything? What? So you can add another scorer when your problem isn't scoring the ball necessarily? You can add Naz Reid into the starting lineup. Cool. Gives you no firepower off the bench. It gives you no firepower off the bench and it also makes your defense worse. Like, that's just brain dead. That's absolutely brain dead. And I don't get it. Like, you don't need analytics. There's no crazy box score stats that shows that a team just concedes. You can literally just say the team concedes less points with Rudy Gobert on the floor. The team scores more points on offense with Rudy, or similar points on offense with Rudy Gobert on the floor. They are so much better with him. And it's mad. Like, Jesus, like, imagine if Dikembe Mutombo was in this era. Imagine if Dikembe Mutombo at the guards. Like, he's considered one of the best defensive players of all time. Hakeem Olajuwon. Like, as much as Hakeem Olajuwon is definitely quicker than Rudy Gobert, like, Hakeem Olajuwon could not guard this current Luka Doncic. Hakeem Olajuwon would struggle on today's guards in a switch. I'm not saying he get cooked as bad as Gobert would, but he's also not. No, he's probably a better rim protector than Rudy Gobert. But similar enough. Probably a better, like, on-ball center defender, but as far as weak side help goes, Gobert is great. And people are like, oh, but there's so many clips of Gobert getting cooked. Like, yeah, because he plays defense. He plays defense. Like, if you don't want to get cooked all the time, you can do what Hassan Whiteside did and not literally, unless something was there for a counting stat, not play defense. It just shows that people, and the worst part is that Kendrick Perkins was a really good defender. Kendrick Perkins was a good defender, honestly. He never had to switch out on the guards. He would have been cooked every single time he would have switched out onto a guard. Like, he knows as well as anyone. that you can only judge, you can't judge players based on what they can't do. You have to judge players based on what they can do and what they do bring to a team. Yao Ming in today's era could not have done that. Yao Ming could have never switched. Shaquille O'Neal after about 2000 could never have switched onto a guard. I'm trying to just think off the top of my head, like unbelievable players in history that couldn't do anything. Like judging Rudy Gobert by his ability to defend point guards is like judging Drew Holiday on his ability to guard Nikola Jokic. It's dumb. It is a dumb argument. And he got caught on the switch. I don't like... That was like the one for Luka Doncic was Jaden McDaniels' fault. Why does Jaden McDaniels... It's very clear Gobert is being told to hard hedge. You can see by the way he hedges on Luka Doncic that he's hedging. He's not looking for the switch. But Jaden McDaniels drops and goes into the switch straight away to leave Rudy Gobert on the island. They're up by 2 points. Keep the double. Keep the double. Like, the fault of Luka hitting that shot was not on Rudy Gobert. It was on Jaden McDaniels for leaving him. Give up the 2. Rotate, swing. Do not let Luka ISO on your center. The reason why he got caught was because of that. And you might be saying Bam Adebayo is a better defender than Rudy Gobert. He is better at certain aspects of defense than Rudy Gobert. I agree. Anthony Davis is a very good defender. Maybe in my opinion, one of the most overrated defenders of the last 10 years. He is a really good defender though. But like, if you want to take into account like who is the best defender as far as ability to switch 1 through 5 and the most versatile defender, that's Bam Adebayo. It's not Anthony Davis. As good as AD is, like, I don't think he's deserved the Defensive Player of the Year. Again, he is one of the more important stats is the fact that his team is literally better with him off the floor defensively than with him on the floor. Like, that has to be taken into account. Wembanyama is a different story. Wemby is probably a better defender than Rudy Gobert because he's as quick as Rudy Gobert laterally. He's just so much longer than Gobert that he does a better job getting a hand up. And he's also as good a rim protector, and he's longer and steals more, gets his hand on more ball than Rudy Gobert. And that's fine. If you think Wemby's a better defender, cool. I think Wemby should have been probably Defensive Player of the Year. I don't necessarily agree with Rudy Gobert as Defensive Player of the Year. But the thing with Rudy Gobert is you have to take into account that what he does, he is the best player. He's not only the best player in the NBA at what he does, he is the best player in the NBA in 20 years at what he has done. Since prime Dwight Howard, I think, there is no player that has changed the way a team plays defense like Rudy Gobert. It literally does not matter who you put around Rudy Gobert. If Rudy Gobert is on the team, they're going to be one of the best defensive teams in the NBA. Like, why is it suddenly that Cat is seen as a really good defender? Like, Jaden McDaniels aside, Jaden McDaniels, is a really, really good defender. Ant is fine. Mike Conley's not a great defender anymore. Nickeil Alexander-Walker is a fine defender. Naz Reid's not much of a defender. Why is Cat suddenly seen as a better defender? Because he knows that he has the safety net. As I've said in another video, it's so much easier to play defense when you know if you get beat, like you can play so much better pressure defense because you know if you get beat, you are sending them into Rudy Gobert. It's so much easier to play defense like that. Is he the best pick and roll big man in the world? No, he's not. And there has to be, like, they have to be better, especially late in the game and not getting him switched onto the guards. But like, Jaden Hardy scored 2 points. Cool. He is an NBA guard who the only good thing he does on the floor is score. He's going to score plenty of people, but just every time Rudy Gobert gets scored on, it becomes a highlight tape. And I just don't... I get it because people hate Rudy Gobert, and I get it. Rudy Gobert is not likable. It doesn't matter if he's likable. He's an unbelievable basketball player. He is the best at what he does in the NBA. Whether or not you value what he does is different. But to say that the one constant when Minnesota look unbelievable on defense is Rudy Gobert. When Minnesota look really good as a team, Rudy Gobert is on the floor. Yeah, Rudy Gobert does not have the prettiest game. Yeah, Rudy Gobert is not going to score more than 15 points in a game. Yeah, he's going to have not great stats, but it doesn't matter. Rudy Gobert helps teams win basketball games. Always has, always will. And yeah, I get it. Showing highlights of him getting cooked is one thing. Saying he's tarnished the Defensive Player of the Year, especially when you voted for him 2 months ago, and all he's done in the playoffs is being the anchor for the best defensive team in the playoffs so far. It doesn't make sense. And like, I can't believe I'm out here defending Rudy Gobert, but I'm defending Rudy Gobert.